Dear viewers, wherever you are, hello and welcome to this new episode of your program, Spectra. As we're living right now in the fall season and expecting the winter season, this is the time of the year to be vigilant and cautious against all sorts of respiratory system diseases. So what respiratory system diseases are we expecting this fall and winter? What are the symptoms and what are the cures? What are the facts and what are the rumors? To shed more light on this, I'm really delighted to be accompanied by Sami Michael, who is an authorized pharmacist in Ontario, Canada, with extensive experience. Sami, hello and welcome to the program.
Hello, Muhammad. Thanks for having me in the program. And I just want to let you know that I've been practicing in Ontario for the last 25 years, but in pharmacy business for 40 years.
Wow, it's a great pleasure to have you with us and definitely will benefit from your extensive experience.
Thank you.
So to start off, talking about the new variant of COVID. People have been talking for long now about the new variant of COVID. And there have been a lot of rumors and everybody has been, sharing information, whether it's authorized or unauthorized and so on. So what do we officially know about the new variant of COVID?
Like the variants of virus is a way that the virus keep their life. So any virus will have new variant in order to continue in life. This is the way that the virus keep on life. If you look at the flu vaccine or the influenza virus, there is more than couple thousands of different variants because we know the influenza for many years. But because COVID-19 is a new virus, so we know only few of the variant that has been developed. So the development of new variant will continue with the COVID-19. But whether this new variant is more dangerous or less dangerous than the original, this is what we're going to see over the years. Because, like, again, we go back and have example of the influenza virus. In some years, we hear that there is a fatal influenza attack. And in many other years, we have regular influenza attack. And the virus repeated itself. Like, again, if we look at the influenza virus, the WHO, or World Health Organization, look at what virus can be expected in the coming season.
Okay.
And when they create the vaccine for the flu, they include 2, 3, or sometimes 4 strains of the flu or influenza virus that might be expected this season. Same as the COVID-19. So we have Omicron variant and we have the new variant. But from my experience in the actual pharmacy, I can tell that the new variant is not as harm and destructive as the first one. Symptoms are very mild compared to the first one.
Okay, so we're not expecting a pandemic or even an epidemic during this fall or winter. You don't think we're expecting something at a large scale?
From what I have seen since like April or May, like 4 or 5 months ago, cases are very, very low than before. And the symptoms are not as severe as before, very mild symptoms. Many people got the COVID and tested positive in the last 2 or 3 months, and they didn't have any like severe or harm symptoms, and they can, but again, there is no guarantee that the next season will be as mild as the current variant. As I mentioned, in some years, we have very severe and very hard influenza vaccine, influenza virus attack. and some people might die from the influenza like infection. So it's the same situation. We cannot expect what will happen this season, but from what we have seen in the last 3-4 months, all the symptoms are mild compared to the beginning of the COVID attack.
Okay, so it will stand the test of time. So we just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
And
we can wait and see, and we be cautious. So when we get to the flu vaccine, when the weather start to be cold and the people will start to be indoors close to each other more, we better still be cautious with the personal protective equipment, with the face mask, with the like keep safe distance between others when we go to malls and we go to shopping center.
So we should apply the regular precautions and
Yes.
so like social distancing, wearing a mask and a face shield, but
Everything, not the face
not
mask
but
is
not
enough.
as
Face shield.
but would you say as strictly as we did before during the pandemic or not as strict?
It's personal preference. If you want to keep yourself safe, you apply this personal protective equipment. Like if you don't want to take the chances, if you are one of those people who are liable for infection or have low immune system for any reason, for a drug that you are taking that lower your immune system, of course you should be cautious and you should be careful.
And during the pandemic, when we were receiving the shots and whatnot, they were talking about herd immunity. Did we reach this stage yet? Do we have herd immunity now?
Like to my understanding, like as you know, COVID is something new, and all the research and the reports are made like quickly based on the very short span of the virus life, which is 2-3 years, and whatever data available. So, like we don't know a lot, but what I can tell from the criteria that the government put for who is eligible for vaccination is if you've been vaccinated 6 months ago, or if you did not have any active COVID infection in the last 6 months, so you are eligible for a booster dose, or your immune system might not be ready enough to fight a new infection. So I can tell if 6 months passed since the previous vaccination or the last COVID infection, because COVID infection will create like immunity inside the body when the body starts fighting the infection. So if you never had a vaccination or an infection for 6 months, you will be eligible to get another booster dose to boost your immune system.
So there isn't anything such as full immunity then, right?
We cannot tell, as I said, because of the fact that the government allow anyone who has 6 months without vaccination and without infection to receive a new dose, and everything is new. All the data that we collected still new, needs more study, needs more research until we tell if really your body can create this kind of immunity or not.
Okay, so there was some kind of shortage in the vaccines all around the world, and there was sort of a crisis for vaccines. But are we expecting anything similar, or do we have enough supply of vaccine?
I believe we have enough supply, and whenever we order, we get the quantity that we order. So I don't think we will have any shortage in the vaccine in this coming season.
And if we talk about the vaccines again, like people talked about side effects, possible side effects of the vaccine. Do we know for certain any side effects, or are they still speculations and like predictions?
Right, I share the screen. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Oh, yes, we can see. Yes, me and our reviewers can see.
Yeah, the numbers from Health Canada as of May of this year, this is the last updated number, showed that there is 98 million has been vaccinated, and 55,000 only got adverse reaction 44,000 out of those 55,000 are not a serious reaction, but only almost 11,000 have a serious reaction, which is 0.011%. So we're talking about 1 per 1,000 or 10,000? 1 per 1,000. So it's very rare. Any medication, any vaccine, it might have some side effects. Like any drug will have a side effect, but we always weight the dangerous of the side effect and the benefit of the effect. So if this is very low number compared to the total vaccinated people has been affected seriously, I believe it is successful vaccination so far.
Yeah, so it's still again something that so far we can say that we're almost on the safe side, but again, it needs more study, maybe.
Needs more study, we need more time. This is the data that we have so far as of May of this year, which is only 3 years since the start of the vaccination process. Our pharmacy was selected, by the way, from the very first 300 pharmacy in Ontario to start the vaccination back on March of 2020. So it's been 3 years, and 3 years like to study the effect and the side effect of a drug is too short period.
And is there a combined shot for flu and COVID? Because people tend to go and take a flu shot during the fall and winter season, and now we have COVID as well. So is there a combined shot for both?
We heard about some research that will combine the both. Probably a year ago, we heard that Moderna will develop a combined vaccination for COVID and the flu, but until now, I haven't got any information about any update. And I don't think this will be easy because the technique of the flu vaccine is the old technique of creating any vaccination. And the new technique, which is the RNA technique for the COVID, it's different technique. So I'm not sure if they will be able to combine the both in one shot or not. But until now, I haven't got any information from any official like government or scientific company that they have already developed this combination of vaccine.
So please correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, you're the specialist here. So as far as I understand, the RNA technique is used with Moderna and with Pfizer and with Johnson & Johnson too, right?
Yes.
But not with AstraZeneca.
No, AstraZeneca is almost closer to the old technique. The old technique is using part of the virus that might let the body create the immunity and fight as if they have the actual virus. The new technique is using the nucleic acid. It's something in the nucleus of the virus that has certain sequence, and this sequence is the characteristic of the virus. And this is what we inject the human to let the body create the immunity.
So again, we heard a lot of talk about combining different vaccines together. So some people had 3 or 4 shots from the same vaccine, or they had from the same vaccine family. That is, they had AstraZeneca and Pfizer, but I'm sorry, Moderna and Pfizer from the same family. But other people had a combination of everything, actually. So some doctors or physicians or pharmacists said that was okay. Others even went further and said that this might even boost your immunity. On the other hand, others recommended that you should take from the same family, or you should even take from the same exact brand. Do we have a final word about this?
Again, because everything is new and the life of this COVID vaccine and the COVID infection is only 3 years. So it is too early to answer this question. That's why there is people if I trust this research, I will take what the research says. But on the other hand, there is other research says something different. That's why you can tell some physicians, some pharmacists are with and some are without. In both sides, they have research and they read something to like support the idea. But in my side, I tell my patient, whatever you feel comfortable with, go with it. I personally don't have any recommendation on this based on the fact that all researches and all like reports are new and needs more investigation and more time in order to recognize the best for in this aspect or in this issue.
Okay, now if somebody has COVID, do we have an effective cure? And how safe is this cure? Like, does it have a lot of severe side effects?
There is Pfizer product that contains two antiviral combined together, and the treatment is only 5 days treatment, but it has to be started within 5 days of the first symptoms, not from the test. So if someone feels symptoms on a Wednesday and in 2 days, like Friday or Saturday, showed a positive test, so the 5 days should be calculated from Wednesday, the day that he first has the symptoms.
Okay.
And within 5 days, the person should start the treatment with this antiviral, and it's 5 days treatment. There is 2 capsules of one antiviral and 1 capsule of another antiviral. So 2 antiviral, totaling 3 capsules to be taken twice a day for 5 days. This has a lot of drug-drug interaction. So the patient current medication should be screened carefully. And some drugs, we can stop it for 7 days, 5 days during the antiviral treatment and 2 more days after the treatment. And some drugs, we cannot start the treatment at all. Also, this treatment is not recommended for patients with low renal function. So if the renal function of the person is low, we can go with a reduced dose of the antiviral, but at certain low rate of kidney insufficiency, we cannot give the medication at all. So there is antiviral can be used for 5 days if the patient does not have a drug that is contraindicated or drug that cannot be manageable, like means that you can stop it during the treatment. And in the other hand, if the kidney function is working fine, so the person can start the treatment of the antiviral.
So what is the active ingredient in this?
There is 2 antiviral products inside, like the name, like is not the name of the Paxlovid is the name of the Pfizer medication that has 2 antiviral components.
But I believe this is the commercial name. But what is the scientific name of this?
It won't help the people to know long scientific names of antivirals.
Okay. Because might they get a generic one? Like, is this the one?
No, there is no generic
brand.
There is no generic. No, there is no generic.
So
it's only the brand name Paxlovid.
Okay, perfect. And the symptoms are more or less the same, like the previous strain. So is it again loss of senses of smell and taste?
Lately, as I mentioned before, the symptoms is not as severe as before. Some people might have the loss of taste, but not many. Some people just tested positive and they have symptoms like flu-like symptoms. So like that is not as severe as before. And even like lately in the last 2 months, people tested positive and they prescribed the Paxlovid, didn't even fill the prescription for Paxlovid, and they felt that with regular Tylenol and
Mhm.
staying at home with good nutrition will be enough for them, and they passed the
So
symptoms with no problems.
sort of moderate fever, moderate fatigue, nothing extra severe.
No, not as before.
Okay. Now, we heard about RSV coming from the south of the border. What do we know about this? What is RSV?
It's another severe viral infection for the lungs. Fortunate enough, there is a new uh, vaccine that just approved in Canada to
Mhm.
protect people, especially elderly people like 60 years and up. Uh, this is a Glaxo product, Arexivy is a product approved in Canada with the DIN number. You can see this package with the drug identification number. I'm not
Yes.
sure if my screen is clear. And this is the new vaccine that has been approved lately in Canada to be used for the new virus that might attack the lung, and to protect people who are liable for infection, like people with COPD or people with any lung deficiency, and elderly people like people 60 years and up. Unfortunately, it is not covered by the government so far, but people can buy it at their own from the pharmacy
And
if the doctor recommended for them.
so, how severe are the symptoms? And what are the symptoms? Are they similar to COVID? Are they different?
It might be like same as any virus. Like it might have a fever, it might have shortness in breathing, it
Mhm.
might affect the oxygen level, like same as any viral infection affecting the lung.
And would you recommend people to take that shot, just like the COVID one, or only
Yeah,
a...
protection. Yeah, usually is better to be safe than sorry.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you make an insurance in your car and you don't have intention to have an accident.
Mhm.
So you protect yourself with the vaccine, and we don't have like expectation that we're gonna have the infection.
And do we have medications for the RSV as well?
No, but I believe the treatment should be for the body. So rest, complete rest,
Mhm.
keep in the same temperature like in at home, and Tylenol and the other like supportive symptomatic treatment will be the solution.
Okay, last but not least, if you can give a general prescription to people, just try to be as immune as possible against winter and fall diseases, like in terms of their diet, in terms of their daily behavior. What would you advise people to do and to refrain from doing?
Like yeah, the two main things is like all the hygienic and good personal protective equipment, like using face mask, try to avoid the gathering and the crowdness, try to use hand sanitizer and the disinfectant wipes, especially if you're pushing shopping cart on a mall or in a shopping center. If you're going to airport and to open the doors and to push the doors, use those stuff to protect yourself, keep yourself safe, and to improve the immune system. Keep on vitamin C. You don't have to take vitamin C pills. You can go with citrus fruits like orange, like lemon, and the stuff that will have high vitamin C. Vitamin C improve the immune system. Also, the echinacea if you want to take pills to continue improving your immune system.
Okay, I can't really thank you enough for all the information you
You're
provided
welcome.
us with. I think this is really valuable for all our viewers because
It was my pleasure, Mohammed.
pleasure was all mine. And thank you very much for being with us. And dear viewers, if we were just to recap here, so the most important thing is if you want to take any action regarding your health, please resort to a specialist. Do not take words from social media or from the layman. No, just take it from an authorized person. So always consult your physician or pharmacist or both, actually, and follow whatever instructions they give you. Try to live a healthy life. Try to, watch out for the change of temperature. These might be very common and basic common sense, but unfortunately, sometimes we put it on the back burner. And it's always to be better safe than sorry, always be cautious with the change of weather, and for our little children as well, make sure that they're well covered, well protected against different, wind fluctuations. And you might have gusty winds at any time, or and again, the temperature might vary a lot during this time of the year. Have a lot of rest. Rest is imperative, really. It's very, very important to recharge your body and recharge your immune system. Have plenty of healthy diet with lots of vitamins to protect yourself. Dear viewers, until we meet again, I hope you all extra good health. Take good care. Thanks for watching.